I'm Dr. Manjubala Yadav, Associate Professor in Chemistry, Government College, Kota. Today we will study about the catalytic methane combustion at low temperature. In the last lecture, we studied about the normal mechanism of the combustion of methane. We had studied that combustion of methane carried out at different temperatures yield carried out at different temperatures, and the normal temperature at which the complete combustion occurs, it is very high. So to reduce the temperature, catalysts are being used, and so we will study the catalytic methane combustion at low temperatures. Natural gas, in which methane is the main component, it provides an attractive energy source because of its large abundance and its high heat of combustion per mole of CO2 generated. So we already had studied in the last lecture what is natural gas. The major part of it is methane, and it is a very attractive energy source because of large abundance and its high heat of combustion per mole of CO2 generated. The conventional flame combustion of synthetic natural gas occurs typically at about 1400, and it releases harmful pollutants such as NOx, CO and hydrocarbon. And the impact of NOx on human health, it has been widely recognized in the respiratory diseases. Its emission also has harmful environmental impacts, including the formation of photochemical smog and acid rain. So NOx, we know it releases acid rain and formation of photochemical smog. So to minimize this 1400 degree centigrade combustion process, we use catalyst instead, and the catalytic combustion of natural gas appears as one of the most promising alternatives to flammable combustion for the rational and clean use of fossil energies. So by using the catalyst, we are going to provide very clean use of fossil energies. The presence of catalyst, it enables the complete oxidation of methane at much lower temperature, typically 500 degrees centigrade, so that the formation of pollutants can be largely avoided. At 500 degrees we are able to complete the reaction, and so it will avoid the formation of pollutants. Now besides the natural gas fields, the synthetic natural gas, that is the SNG, can also be derived from coal gasification, CO2 methanation and biomass gasification, that is the digestion. Natural gas fields, we know they are formed from the fossil under the sea bed or the earth, and the synthetic natural gas, it can also be derived from coal gasification, CO2 methanation and biomass gasification. Now what is biomass? It is promising as a substitute for fossil resources owing to its benefits of energy security and environmental friendliness. SNG can be obtained from upgrading biogas, that is generated from biomass digestion, manure, or from carbohydrate fermentation by bacteria in an anaerobic environment. So we can obtain the CNG by upgrading from the upgrading biogas, that is a manure, biomass digestion, and from carbohydrate fermentation by bacteria in an anaerobic environment. On the other hand, the SNG can be produced via gasification of biomass, that is the different type of biomass, wood, straw and crops. By gasification we can obtain them, followed by the process of methanation. Now the synthetic gas and the methanol can be synthesized by partial oxidation and steam reforming reaction, producing consequently synthetic fuels and hydrogen. Meanwhile, the combustion of methane can provide the heat and electricity due to the strongly exothermic nature of the reaction. Now by using the catalyst, the activation energy is reduced from 100 to 200 kilojoules per mole to 40 to 80. Initially it was 100 to 200, but by the conventional combustion, but now by the catalytic combustion it reduces to 40 to 80 kilojoules per mole, leading to a lower working temperature less than 600 degrees centigrade. And less pollutant emissions could be reached 5 ppm compared with 150 to 200 ppm for conventional combustion. So we are seeing that so much pollution we are reducing by using the catalytic combustion method. Depending on the target application, the operational temperature for the catalytic methane combustion can be further divided into relatively lower range, that is 300 to 700, and relatively higher one about 700 to 1400. The low temperature catalytic methane combustion becomes more attractive due to the remarkable abatement of pollutant emissions. So in these two categories we find that low temperature catalytic methane combustion is more attractive. Hence, the catalytic combustion of methane or natural gas as a clean technology has received increasing research attention. This is how we are obtaining the synthetic natural gas, and by the coal and the biomass gasification. And then if we see the natural gas, if we see the different type of oxidation process, methanol synthesis, partial oxidation, complete oxidation, we find we get methanol by partial oxidation carbon monoxide hydrogen, and by complete CO2 plus H2O. And this, the water gas, that is CO plus H2, it gives you synthetic fuels and hydrogen. And from the complete combustion, complete oxidation, we get the heat and electricity generation. Now, if we see the various areas, application areas of the CMC, that is the catalytic methane combustion. So we find it is being used in natural gas vehicles, that is the NGVs at 300 to 700 degrees. It have the advantages in the abatement of greenhouse gas emission and smog emission compared to gasoline or diesel driven vehicles. Three-way catalysts are applied on NGVs mainly for exhaust purification in practice. We know जो हमारे हम ज़्यादातर पेट्रोल और डीजल यूज़ करते हैं, उससे हमको बहुत ज़्यादा जो है पोल्यूशन मिल रहा है, तो ये नेचुरल गैस व्हीकल्स जो है ये हमको ग्रीन हाउस गैस एमिशंस और स्मॉग एमिशंस को रिड्यूस करते हैं. गैस टर्बाइन विच is at temperature 700 to 1400. Methane combustion is widely used as a fuel on the gas turbine. गैस टर्बाइन को भी हम गैस टर्बाइन को चलाने के लिए भी इस फ्यूल को यूज़ करते हैं. द combusted gas is used to drive a turbine for power generation. For example, 25 kilowatt electricity output can be obtained with 0.8 volume% of methane in the air. Solid oxide fuel cells at 500 to 1000 degrees centigrade. The preheated compressed air, it passes into the cathode of the battery, while the compressed methane mixed with the overheated steam enters into the anode of the fuel cell. The methane electrochemical conversion in solid oxide fuel cells, if properly controlled, could obtain a high conversion efficiency and an environmental benefit due to a significant decrease in pollutant emissions. तो सॉलिड ऑक्साइड जो फ्यूल सेल्स हैं हमारे, वो उसमें हम क्या करते हैं, जो प्री हीटेड कॉम्प्रेस्ड एयर है उसको हम पास करते हैं कैथोड ऑफ द बैटरी, while the compressed methane mixed with the overheated steam it enters into the anode of the fuel cell. और जो मीथेन इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल कन्वर्जन है वो उससे हमको बहुत हाई कन्वर्जन एफिशिएंसी मिलती है और एनवायरनमेंट को भी बहुत बेनिफिट है. डोमेस्टिक हीटिंग सिस्टम्स, दैट इज एट 300 to 700. The heat released from the exothermic CMC reaction is utilized to drive the domestic heating systems such as the central boilers or the gas stoves. A high energy conversion efficiency and eco-friendly water boiler prototype with a hot water yield of 11.5 kg per minute has been reported. So it is being used for domestic heating systems also, such as the central boilers or the gas stoves. Next is the coupling with endothermic reactions. It also couples with the endothermic reactions to maintain the continuous autothermal operation. Novel reactor designs have been proposed for coupling the CMC with an endothermic reaction, methane steam reforming, dehydrogenation of propane to propylene, dehydrogenation of ethane to ethylene. These are the endothermic reactions in which these are coupled with the CMC, that is the cathodic methane combustion CMC, owing to the optimized energy integration and the process intensification. So this is what we see in the main applications of CMC. They are being used in the domestic purpose, in the gas turbine, solid oxide fuel cells, coupled reaction, coupled with endothermic reactions, and natural gas vehicles. Now we should know what are the catalysts which are used for CMC. So they are hexaluminate, peroxides, and noble metal based catalyst. So these are some of the catalysts which are being used for CMC. Catalysts play an important role in terms of catalytic activity and reaction rate on the CMC and are mainly categorized into metal oxide catalyst, example hexaluminate, peroxides, and single metal oxides and noble metal based catalyst. The research interest on peroxides and noble metal catalysts are remarkably increasing over the years, with the latter being the most popular. यानी कि जो लेटेस्ट हमारा है वो नोबल मेटल कैटलिस्ट पे काम हो रहा है. Now if we study the mechanism and the kinetic study of CMC, so we see that compared to other higher alkanes, methane is the most stable alkane. CH4 is the most stable molecule with high ionization potential 12.5 eV, low electron affinity 4.4 eV and electron volt, and high CH bond energy 434 kilojoules per mole, rendering it extremely difficult to be activated under mild conditions. A high reaction temperature greater than 1400 is often required for carrying out conventional methane flame combustion. Hence, mechanistic and kinetic studies are important for guiding the catalyst design and the process optimization in order to achieve an efficient combustion at relatively low temperature, that is lower than 600s. Now, the reaction rate has been reported to be 0 order in oxygen and 1st order in methane. And regarding the noble metal catalyst, a great number of studies have been devoted to revealing the mechanism of catalytic methane oxidation. If we see the mechanism, methane molecules are first adsorbed on the catalyst and dissociated to adsorbed methyl or methylene species. So, we find that the molecules, methane molecules, they are first adsorbed on the catalyst and they are dissociated to methyl and methylene species, radical species, which further interact with the adsorbed oxygen either to directly produce CO2 and H2O or to form the adsorbed CO and H2 via formaldehyde as the intermediate. So, these radical species, they interact with the adsorbed oxygen either to directly produce CO2 and H2 or to form the adsorbed CO and H2 via the formaldehyde. The mode will be via formaldehyde as the intermediate. The adsorbed CO and H2 further interact with the adsorbed oxygen to form the final product. So, we get carbon monoxide and hydrogen, they again interact with the adsorbed oxygen to form the final product based on the reactant ratios. Partial oxidation occurs at O2CH4 molar ratio less than 2. The adsorbed CO is predominant with increasing methane coverage, whereas CO2 formation is more favorable at high oxygen coverages. So, if more oxygen is there, then CO2 formation is there, and if the increasing methane coverage is there, then carbon monoxide is predominant. However, due to the swift dissociation of CO, the variation of the surface concentration of methane and oxygen is negligible. Experimental measurements over platinum aluminum oxide catalysts have indicated that the reaction rate determining step was shifted from the oxygen desorption to the methane adsorption with the increasing catalyst surface temperature. So, due to the swift dissociation of carbon monoxide, the rate determining step was shifted from oxygen desorption to the methane adsorption with the increasing catalyst surface temperature. Now, given the higher methane adsorption energy than oxygen, at the beginning the oxygen adsorption reaction O2 plus platinum 2 moles gives you 2 oxygen plus 2 platinum, and this is the molecule which is adsorbed on the surface. This rate determining step may be additionally due to the competitive adsorption of oxygen that inhibits the methane oxidation by excluding the weakly adsorbed methane on the active sites. So, what we are saying that if there is methane adsorption higher methane adsorption energy than oxygen, then at the beginning the oxygen adsorption reaction with platinum, which is the catalyst surface, we get oxygen which is adsorbed on the surface, and this rate determining step may be additionally due to the competitive adsorption of oxygen that inhibits the methane oxidation by excluding the weakly adsorbed methane on the active sites. So, in this adsorption of oxygen inhibits the methane oxidation. Now, at high oxygen atom coverages, methane is converted through the proposed reaction to give you methyl plus OH plus platinum. As a result, the surface temperature increases due to the release of the reaction heat. So, here the surface temperature increases due to the release of the reaction heat. Now, the number of the adsorbed oxygen atom is generally decreased with the increasing temperature. If we increase the temperature, then the adsorbed oxygen atom is generally decreased, and the reaction of the methane adsorption, it becomes more prominent. So, we see that with the temperature change, the mechanism changes. With the increasing temperature, the methane reaction, it is predominant. The lighter phenomena thus happen once favorable coverage of methane and oxygen on the catalyst surface is reached. So, here we see how methane, it gives you the A and G here. It denotes the A is the adsorbed state and G is the gas phase. Okay. So, CH3, that is the adsorbed phase, adsorbed state, plus oxygen, it gives you the HCHO in the gaseous and the adsorbed state, CO, H2 in the gaseous and 2H in the adsorbed state, and then CO2 we get in the gaseous state, and the CH2 radical which is in the adsorbed state, by direct oxidation it gives you H2O. So, we see that the starting material CH4, it gives you methyl radical and methylene radical, and on the catalyst surface they are adsorbed, and the oxygen it also adsorbed, and then we get different products. Now, if we see the kinetic models, three types of mechanism and the corresponding kinetic models have been proposed for the CMC, that is the catalytic methane combustion in the literature, including the Langmuir-Hinshelwood mechanism, the LE radial mechanism, and the Mars-1-Crevlin mechanism. Now, the rate determining step for both the Langmuir-Hinshelwood and the LE radial mechanism is commonly considered as a superficial reaction. The reaction rate is associated to the electronic properties of transition ions over the catalyst surface. So, the reaction rate it is associated with, because the catalyst, they are the transition metal ions. So, the electronic properties which are over the catalyst surface, they will determine the reaction. On the contrary, the CMC is considered as the interfacial reaction by the Mars-Van-Crevlin mechanism. The reaction rate is mainly correlated to the lattice oxygen vacancies. Now, regarding the Langmuir-Hinshelwood mechanism, the molecules of both gas phase reactants are adsorbed on the catalyst surface and react via surface diffusion. If we see the Langmuir-Hinshelwood mechanism, it says both the gas phase reactant, the methane and the oxygen, they are adsorbed on the catalyst surface and react via surface diffusion, and the formed products are then desorbed from the catalyst surface to complete the reaction. The kinetic models for CMC over platinum aluminum oxide catalyst proposed by Trim and Lamwell fit the Langmuir-Hinshelwood mechanism, indicating that both the adsorbed methane and oxygen were involved in the reaction. Their study confirmed that the temperature increase was mainly to change the reaction path from oxygen adsorption to methane adsorption. As we increase the temperature, so it changed the reaction path from oxygen adsorption to methane adsorption. However, Jodlowski et al. Observed that methane over cobalt palladium aluminum oxide catalyst was only adsorbed with pre-adsorbed oxygen over the surface by using the drift, that is the diffuse reflectance infrared spectroscopy, suggesting that the Langmuir-Hinshelwood mechanism should not be recommended. So, this way we see that different models they have been proposed to explain the kinetics and mechanism of the catalytic combustion of methane. This way, in the last lecture we saw how the combustion of methane it occurs, the various steps involved in the reaction mechanism, and here we studied the different uses of the CMCs and the kinetics of the reaction. Thank you.